Welcome back to another video, and today we got episode 5 of NBA Playoff Watch, and we're here almost every single Thursday doing these videos. We also do college basketball every Monday, college football every Tuesday, and NFL every Wednesday. So if you're new around here, make sure you turn on the noties, make sure you subscribe to make sure you don't miss whenever we upload. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So how we do these, we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, we take a look at the Western Conference standings, give a little breakdown on how we're feeling about each and every team, and then we put all the teams in the playoffs and the play-in into the playoff bracket, predict it from there as based off of today's standings. So we're starting off here in the East. The Pistons still at the top, 21 and 5, 2.5 games over the Knicks. I'd still probably give the edge of the favorite in the East to the Knicks, but the Pistons are playing amazing. Cade Cunningham is looking like he has the potential to be a top 10 player in the league at some point. Maybe he's already getting close to that. I said coming into the season he could be a dark horse MVP candidate, and it looks pretty good right now. He's been playing amazing. Jalen Duren's looking like he's going to get his first All-Star appearance. He's been really good. So the Pistons continue to roll here, 21 and 5, playing amazing right now. Could they potentially try to buy at the deadline? I've heard that. I've heard they could go out and look for a guy like Lauri Markkanen. I've heard some people talking about Michael Porter Jr. as well from the Nets. That'd be interesting. And I've heard they may try to send away Ron Holland, Jaden Ivey, some sort of package like that. That could be interesting if the Pistons do tend to decide to go in that direction. But we'll see. Right now they're 21 and 5. They're playing amazing. The Knicks at 18 and 7. This is an interesting team because, like I said, this is the team that I myself and most people as well would consider the favorite in the East. The Knicks are playing amazing. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. This offense is one of the best in the league, and over the past few weeks, they've been playing like a very above-average defense. If this defense can continue to play like this just makes me feel even better about the Knicks. Defense was kind of their weak point. They have one of the best offenses in the league, but the defense tends to lag behind a little bit. But right now, they're playing really good defense, and like I said, if defense continues to play like this the rest of the season, I feel pretty strong about the Knicks making it out of the East. Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brunson especially is definitely going to be an all-star, and I've heard some talks they may be in the Giannis sweepstakes. We'll see what transpires there. I'm not sure if they do it, but I know Giannis wants to play in a big market. I don't know if he's gone out and said that, but that's kind of the talk around the league. So we'll see if the Knicks end up getting him. I wouldn't expect it, but that would be pretty crazy. I'm interested to see also what a deal would look like if that were the case. But the Knicks, we just saw them win the NBA Cup as well. This is a team that they beat the Raptors, the Magic, and then obviously the Spurs in the finals, coming off of a win over the Thunder. We'll get to the Spurs, but the Knicks looked really good, man. I really like this Knicks team. And I think they can, like I said, I think they can beat anyone in the East, and I think they could give some teams in the West, some of the top teams in the West, a run for their money as well. The Raptors at 16 and 11, coming out at the start of the season, they were looking really solid offensively. I was worried coming in, though, how would it fit? And recently, their offense has been pretty bad, I want to say. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and I think analytically their offense has taken a really big hit in the past few weeks, so we'll see if the Raptors continue to tumble. We'll see if they can kind of balance out here. But I still think the Raptors, especially this year in the East, they're probably they're definitely, I don't see any world they miss the plan. I don't think they could probably still finish as a top 6 seed, but maybe the Hawks figure it out. Heat, Cavs, they could definitely jump in there. The Raptors could jump out. But right now it's a 3 seed. I've seen a lot of Raptors fans kind of panicking. I wouldn't be too panicked. The Celtics at 15 and 11, Jaylen Brown is looking like an all-star player, pretty like a lock for the All-Star game. 29 points a game. He's been absurd. 6 rebounds, 5 assists as well. Peyton Pritchard and Derek White have been all right. Anthony Simons has actually been pretty good for them off the bench as well. But yeah, the big story for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown really stepped it up. I kind of expected him to do this. I didn't expect him to do it to this extent. I didn't expect the Celtics to be a top 4 team in the East even without Tatum. But that just goes to show, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the Celtics, when Tatum comes back, the Celtics aren't going anywhere. They're here to stay. They're the 4 seed in the East right now without their best player. I think that should be, telling enough. The Magic at 15 and 11, this was a team that I think they got the 1 seed in the NBA Cup in the East. They did end up losing to the Knicks, but, what are you going to do? the Magic. The Magic are still like a really good team. I know they've been dealing with injuries. Paolo Banchero's been out for some time. I think Franz just went down as well. The Magic beat the Heat in the first round of the Cup, but then lost to the Knicks in the second round. I will say though, Desmond Bane's been playing a lot better as of recently. Jalen Suggs continues to do his thing. You got guys like Anthony Black stepping up this season, 13 points a game. He's been really solid for them, really important. So as long as this Magic team can stay healthy, they should be one of these top teams in the East, and we kind of expected this coming into the season. What we didn't expect is the Sixers sitting here as the 6th seed right now. Tyrese Maxey is averaging 31.5 points a game. Absolutely absurd what he's doing, not to mention almost 5 rebounds, 7 assists as well as the averages. Quentin Grimes has been really good for them. VJ Edgecombe kind of has fallen off a little bit after his insane first month of his rookie season, but he's definitely shown some flashes, and you love to see that. Jared McCain has come back in. Like, this 76ers backcourt has a lot of youth, a lot of promise, a lot of future, and Tyrese Maxey should easily be an all-star, maybe even an all-NBA player this season. That's how good he's been playing. The Hawks at 15 and 12, you know who else should, in my opinion, easily be an all-star is Jalen Johnson. This guy's averaging 23 points a game, 10.5 rebounds, 8 assists. Those are some insane averages, and I feel like nobody's talking about it. Ever since Trae Young has went down, this Hawks team has been honestly pretty solid, and a lot of that has been Jalen Johnson. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker as well, 20 points a game. He's been really solid. Dyson Daniels has kind of been a little bit disappointing. He's still great defensively. He did lose his steal streak, though. But, what are you going to do? Zachary Researcher, for a number 1 pick, he as well has just not really lived up to his draft capital. But the Hawks still have a lot of young guys with a lot of potential. Jalen Johnson's been playing amazing. The Heat here at 14 and 12. I was giving the Heat a lot of praise this past episode because their offense really stepped it up, really stepped forward. Norman Powell has been really, really solid this season, 24 points a game, and Tyler Hero has come back in now. He's averaging 23 points a game. So with that, and you still got Bam Adebayo. This Heat team always good defensively, but this season the offense has stepped it up. But now they're on a 5-game losing streak. I wouldn't be too worried. The Heat with Eric Spoelstra, I've said this many times before, but he's probably going to be one of the greatest coaches ever. I think he's the best coach in the league at this point, in my opinion. And I've said this for quite some time. So with the Heat, I just trust them, man. They're so trustworthy. I don't see them getting out of the plan, but maybe they do end up finishing in the plan. But again, they're only a half game out. They're only 1 game back of the 4 seed right now. The East is very tight. Same thing with the Cavs. I really wouldn't be worried. Not the start you would imagine. The Cavs and the Knicks were kind of the clear top 2 teams in the East coming into the season. So starting out 15-13, a little concerning, but I mean, it's still the same guys. Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley has not really taken that step forward offensively that I was hoping for, but besides that, he's still very good defensively. He's still putting up similar numbers to last season, just not, taking step forwards, obviously. But Darius Garland's missed a lot of time as well. I don't know, the Cavs, they should be fine. Like I said, I mean, they're 1 game behind, 1 game back of being the 4 seed in the East. They're right there, and I would expect the Cavs to pick it up, but they did just lose the Bulls, which was pretty rough. The Bulls here at 11 and 15. This team started out 6 and 1, by the way. They've won 5 of their last 19 games. They've really fallen off since the start of the season, and I kind of expected this. I didn't really think much of that was real. I'm seeing a lot of things that the Bulls might try to trade Kobe White at the deadline. Wouldn't be shocked at that. He's an expiring contract. He's probably going to ask for a decent amount of money. I did see Josh Giddey. He's 3rd on the Bulls all-time triple-double list, only behind Jordan and Pippen, so that's kind of fun. And he hasn't even been there a whole year yet, so he's averaging 20 points a game, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He's been really solid still. Besides that, though, I mean, there's not really much going for this Bulls team. There's just no excitement here. It's just a bunch of just not there's no guy, and that's been the problem with the Bulls for a while. The Bucks here at 11 and 16, every day it just feels like they're going to trade Giannis, at least in my opinion, more and more and more. That's how I'm feeling. I just don't see Giannis playing with this team. It sounds like he wants out. This team is 11 and 16. It's just falling apart in Milwaukee. I will say, though, Ryan Rollins has been kind of a bright spot for them. I don't know. He's kind of just come out of nowhere, but he's 23 years old. He's averaging 17 points a game right now. Like he's been pretty solid. 6 assists, 4 rebounds. So I guess that's a little bit of a bright spot. But besides that, I mean, it looks like Giannis is essentially done with this team. The Hornets at 8-18, they do have some promising young pieces. I've heard LaMelo Ball's name been thrown around in some trade discussions. We'll see what happens there. But Knipple's been really solid, definitely up there for Rookie of the Year. Him and Cooper Flagg are probably the top two, maybe VJ Edgecombe in there. And yeah, I mean, like Knipple, Braxton Miller, Miles Bridges, like, I don't know. I think they have some promise. I know Brandon Miller has only played 10 games this season. I know LaMelo Ball is never healthy. Like, so many of these guys just can't stay healthy. That's probably their problem. I will say Ryan Kalkbrenner as well. I forgot about him. He's been really solid. So they have some young pieces that can maybe do something. But it sounds like LaMelo's time in Charlotte may be coming to an end. We'll see what happens there. The Nets at 7-18. Michael Porter Jr., Cam Thomas, that's really it. Like, we knew coming into the season that was going to be the show here. Michael Porter Jr. is close to averaging 26 points a game, by the way. He's been really solid. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets try to sell high on him. And Cam Thomas really hasn't played much this season, so the Nets just aren't good. The Pacers at 6-20. I don't, like, this is kind of just a lost season for the Pacers at this point. Halliburton will come back. I'd assume this team gets back to being a playoff team, but as of right now, they're just not doing anything, which is crazy because I thought there was a chance they could still potentially be a play-in team, even without Halliburton. And then the Wizards at 4-20. I will say the Wizards, kind of like the Hornets, they have some young talent there, some promising guys. Alex Sarr is leading the team in scoring right now, 19 points a game. Keontae George has been all right. Trey Johnson, but like Bilal Coulibaly, Bub Carrington, both of those guys have been kind of disappointing this season. So who knows with the Wizards, but they're 4-20. It seems like they're always at the bottom of the East. Let's move on to the West, though. We got to talk about this. The Thunder sitting at the top, 24-2. It really looks like the Thunder are going to break this Golden State record of 73-9. What was it? They were on like a 16, 17 game win streak until the Spurs finally beat them. So they suffered their second loss. I guess that's a plus. Yeah, the Thunder are great. They've been without Jalen Williams pretty much the whole season so far. I know he's come back now. It's unfortunate he's not going to be able to make an All-NBA team now because of the 65-game requirement, but Chet Holmgren probably will. I'd assume he's been really solid. He's been playing really well. And yeah, like this is statistically, I think, like the best defense ever. Statistically, maybe the best team ever. Record-wise, they may finish as the best record ever. They may repeat as champions. SGA may repeat as MVP and Finals MVP. Like, it's insane what the Thunder are doing, and they are so young too. That's the crazy part. And they have so many picks as well. They have the Clippers pick, and the Clippers are 6-20. Like, it's insane what the Thunder are doing. The Thunder's success, though, I feel like it's kind of undermining some of these teams. Like, look at the teams in the West: 19-6 for the Nuggets, 18-7, 18-7, 16-7. Like, I don't know. A lot of these teams are doing really well for themselves. Like, all four of the top teams in the West would either be the 1 or the 2 seed in the East. Like, the Knicks are 18-7, and then the next best team, like the Timberwolves would be the 3 seed in the East right now. Now the depth for the West isn't as good as it has been in years past, but top of the line, like the West still has the top teams. The Nuggets at 19-6, they need Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun to come back. Both those guys have been injured, and you can really tell because the defense seems like it's kind of been taking a pretty big toll. But Jokic still doing his thing, still averaging like a 30-point triple-double. He's going to be up there with SGA and Luka for MVP pretty much the whole season. Jamal Murray may finally make an All-Star game. I think this would be his first year. It looks like he's trending towards doing that, so that's exciting for the Nuggets. This is still a really good team. They were close to beating the Thunder last season when they had so many injuries in that series, and they still almost won. The Lakers at 18-7. Luka Doncic, I threw him in the SGA and Jokic MVP conversation because I think he deserves that. He's leading the league in scoring right now. He's been absurd. Austin Reeves as well, not to mention, should probably be an all-star in my opinion. This dude's averaging crazy numbers right now. And yeah, I mean the Lakers, JJ Redick, He's a pretty good coach, man. He knows what he's doing. Austin Reeves is averaging 28 points a game. That's insane. I know LeBron hasn't been like all that crazy, but you take 17, I'll round up. You take 18, 6, and 7 assists out of a, what is he, 40? He's about to be 41. Like, in year 23, like, you take that, and, I wouldn't complain at all. And Austin Reeves really stepping up helps them a whole lot. The Spurs at 18 and 7, could they potentially be the team that Giannis goes to? Feels like it makes the most sense. They have a lot of young pieces and a lot of picks that they could throw Milwaukee's way. And, people have been saying this. Who do they keep? De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. Like, who's the one guy you trade? Who's potentially the two guys you trade? We'll see what happens. They also have a lot of depth. Like, the Spurs team is very deep. But could you imagine Wemby and Giannis on the same team? That would be insane. But even without him, like, the Spurs are still a very young team, but they just beat the Thunder. They're one of only two teams to beat the Thunder this season. The Spurs have been lights out, man. And Wemby's doing his thing. Like, the Spurs team is dangerous, I'm telling you. The Rockets at 16 and 7. This is a tough team to kind of get a read on for me. I do believe this Rockets team is a contender. You got guys like KD, Sengun, probably both going to be all-stars. Amen Thompson's been amazing, and a lot of these other pieces, but it feels like they could potentially make a trade at the deadline, maybe try to buy, maybe try to get one extra piece. I've heard James Harden to the Rockets, maybe coming back to Houston. That could be pretty fun. We'll see if they end up doing that. That's kind of I'm just kind of throwing out rumors this whole video, but yeah, the Rockets, like, I feel like they're a contender, but you look at the stats, I feel like when I watch them play, I'm not, like, crazy impressed. Like, I do think this team is a contender, though. They were the 2 seed last season. If Fred VanVleet was here, man, I'd feel so good about this Rockets team, but I don't know, like, 5 seed in the West, this is still, like, they're still right there. Like, they just lost the other day in overtime to the Nuggets. That was a very close game, and they've been pretty good with handling their business, as well as beating pretty good teams as well. And they play close with a lot of great teams, so I do think this Rockets team can really, like, beat anyone. Obviously when you have KD in the playoffs as well, that kind of helps out. And then the Timberwolves at 17 and 10, I feel like they're the forgotten team here in the West. Like, you look at all the top 5 teams, they're kind of like separating themselves, not really, but a little bit, with all of them having 7 losses. Then the Timberwolves sitting here at 17 and 10, but, like, this is pretty clearly, like, these are pretty clearly the top 6 teams in the West, and I throw the Timberwolves in a similar tier with all these teams. Like, Anthony Edwards, let's not forget, this dude's made the conference finals in back-to-back years. Like, in the playoffs, he just turns it on, he finds a way. I know the Timberwolves still need a point guard, and that's probably the problem here. Maybe they go out and try to get one. I don't really know who'd even be available to kind of fit those needs. Like, I've heard Kobe White to the Timberwolves, but he's not really a point guard. I don't know what the Timberwolves do. Like I said, I don't really know which point guards are available. They need a point guard that passes the ball as well as, like, a facilitator. Because Rob Dillingham, unfortunately, is just not taking the step they've needed him to. Mike Conley is really old, so, the Timberwolves do need a little bit extra something. But with Anthony Edwards, that may just be enough. I may just be delusional. Like, this dude just continues to do it. It doesn't matter the seed. He finds a way to the conference finals. The Suns have been probably the most surprising team this season, 14 and 12. Did we expect this? Absolutely not. I think the Suns finishing as, like, bottom 2, bottom 3 in the West. They're sitting at the 7th seed. They've been in the top 10, top 8 teams really in the West, like, the whole season. Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks have both been playing absurdly good. And the Suns at 14 and 12, this is a pretty good team. I think the Suns are probably a play-in team at this point. Like, I don't really see them falling off. Maybe. Like, I think, I want to say one of them got hurt. I think Devin Booker may have got hurt, but I think he's back now. I don't know. I think Devin Booker's probably an all-star this season. He's been really good, 25 points a game. Yeah, I don't know. Grayson Allen's been pretty good. Like, I know Jalen Green's missed a lot of time. When he comes back, this team could be even more fun. It's really, like, a team that shouldn't be working, but it is. The Warriors at 13 and 14, this is really confusing to me. This is really disappointing as well. When they brought in Jimmy Butler last season, they had a lot of momentum going into the playoffs. Their record was like 23 and 7 with Jimmy Butler last season, but now they're 13 and 14. They probably have to make some moves at the deadline. I don't think they can just sit around and let this go to waste. Curry's averaging 29.6 points a game right now. Like, you're only going to get so many more years of this. I feel like they have to go out and make a move. We'll see what it ends up being, but it'll be interesting. But the Warriors just don't look great right now. The Grizzlies as well. Like, I said this last week, I feel like I've kind of given up on this Grizzlies team. Like, I don't know. Cedric Howard's been pretty good. Zach Edey's been pretty good, but Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant. It's sad to say that because this team, when they were the 2 seed, the Grizzlies were like my favorite team in the league to watch besides the Bulls. Like, that was such a fun team, but John Morant just doesn't look great. He can't seem to stay healthy. Jaren Jackson Jr. does stay healthy, but I don't think he's enough to like lead a team. I don't know. The Grizzlies could maybe still be a playing team, but we'll see what happens at the deadline. They could end up looking to sell. The Jazz have said that they don't want to sell, even though Lauri Markkanen's name continues to be thrown out in trades. I've heard Walker Kessler's name as well, but Keontae George has been playing amazing. Kyle Filipowski's been pretty good. Ace Bailey, 10 points a game. He's been all right. Like, I'd be pretty surprised if they don't sell here. Lauri Markkanen's averaging 28 points a game. I feel like his name has been on the thrown around in trade rumors for like the past 5 years. Like, it's been insane. But it's pretty crazy to me that the Jazz are sitting here at the 10 seed still. Like, this was the team, I think I've predicted them to finish last in the West, and I said like it wasn't really close. The Trailblazers could end up being in the play-in here. They're right there. 10-16. Denny Avdija could potentially make an all-star game. That's how good he's been playing. 25.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. This dude's been balling out. Donovan Clingan's been pretty good as well. Shaedon Sharpe. They could potentially try to trade Drew Holiday. I saw a video earlier today that the Trailblazers could potentially be like a sneaky team to buy at the deadline. You look at their contracts. Denny Avdija on a really small contract. Donovan Clingan on a really small contract. Tumani Kamara on a really small contract. Like, a lot of these guys are pretty young and playing very well. Did I say Shaedon Sharpe? Denny Avdija, Shaedon Sharpe, Donovan Clingan, Tumani Kamara. All those guys playing on very small contracts. If they could go out and ship like a Jeremy Grant or like a Drew Holiday and maybe some picks for a guy, like, could it be Giannis? I don't know. I don't think Giannis would want to go to Portland, but we'll see. Not to mention, don't forget, this team has Dame. Like, maybe, like, Giannis, you want to come reunite with Dame in Portland? I don't know. It could be interesting. The Mavericks at 10-17. I feel like when Kyrie comes back, this team could sneak its way into the plan, but it's all going to depend on Anthony Davis, like what happens with him. Does he get traded? Does he stay? We'll see. But Cooper Flagg in Anthony Davis, since Anthony Davis has been injured, he's been really good. He's leading the team in scoring besides Anthony Davis at 18 points a game. Yeah, we'll see what the Mavericks do. Their offense has actually been picking it up recently, which is nice to see. So we'll see if the Mavericks can continue to climb. The Kings probably got to sell, right? Like, I don't think they keep Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis. Maybe all these guys are gone. 6-20 is just really bad. Same thing with the Clippers. Like, this was a team that people thought would be top 5 in the West. Isn't that crazy? Like, I think James Harden could potentially still be an all-star. 26 points a game, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Kawhi is up at 25 points a game. He's been really solid. But, I mean, all these guys, all the depth they brought in, I was saying they're the deepest team in the league. Well, the problem is all these guys are old. Like, it's just the truth. So many of these guys they brought in just are just old. Like, it's simple as that. And the Pelicans at 5-22. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I think they don't have their pick this year as well. So the Pelicans are in a pretty rough spot, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, so they probably have to trade guys like Trey Murphy. Herb Jones probably is gone. Zion maybe even. Yeah, we'll see. I just got a notification, by the way, as I'm recording, that Trae Young is going to return tonight. So we'll see how that looks for the Hawks there. All right, just pretend like you didn't see that. But let's go ahead and get into the playoff predictions. The Suns versus the Warriors. We're going to start in the bottom left with the 7-8 West play-in game. The Suns versus the Warriors. Like, it's hard for me to not pick the Warriors in a winner-go-home game. I know the Suns have probably been better, but I'm just going to trust Curry to get it done. You know, like, it's just that. It's just Steph Curry. Like, in a winner-go-home game, well, I guess it's not technically a winner-go-home, but you get the gist. Like, in a postseason game, I just trust Curry more. I know, like I said, the Suns have probably been better. They have been better at this point in the season. Grizzlies, Jazz. I'll take the Grizzlies. I think they have a little bit more talent. I trust them a little bit more, but I will take the Suns to beat the Grizzlies. Like I said, I think I'm just done with this Grizzlies team, and the Suns have been pretty fun. They've been winning a lot of games, so I'll take the Suns to get that 18 in the West. Over to the East, Hawks Heat. This is kind of a tough one. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawks. The Heat have been pretty cold as of late. Trae Young sounds like he's going to be coming back, so that could really boost the Hawks up in the Eastern Conference standings. This was a team that I projected to finish fourth in the East, and they could potentially still get there. Like I said, Jalen Johnson's been playing great. Porzingis, I think, has been pretty good as well, so I'll take the Hawks to beat the Heat. The Cavs versus the Bulls. I know the Bulls just beat them literally last night, but I got to take the Cavs here. The Bulls just don't have a guy, and in the postseason, that's really going to hurt them. The Cavs definitely do. Donovan Mitchell is averaging 30 points a game. And then Heat Cavs, I do love Spoelstra, but I feel like I got to take the Cavs, man. I know they haven't been great to start the season, but they're right there in the East, man. Like I said, they're very close behind a lot of these teams that are pretty high in the East standings, like 4, 5, 6. Like, they're right there. I think they will get better as the season goes on. We'll figure this out because they are in pretty bad slump right now, but same thing with the Heat. They've lost 5 in a row, so give me the Cavs to get the 8 seed. That would be a brutal draw. As the 1 seed in the East, you got to play the Cavs. That would be tough. Thunder Suns, pretty simple. I think the Thunder probably sweep that series. Like, Thunder are just, they're not going to lose a game there. Spurs Rockets, this is a really tough one for me to predict. I've been back and forth on this one. I've switched it a few times. I actually originally went with the Spurs just because they did just beat the Thunder, and I did watch that game, and they were pretty good against the Knicks in the NBA Cup Championship as well. I thought the Spurs were about to win. But I will go ahead and take the Rockets. I just trust the experience. They went there last year. They lost to the Warriors in 7 games as the 2 seed. I think this year, adding Kevin Durant in really is going to give them that extra boost, that extra star power they need. I think they get past the Spurs, but that one would be really close. Maybe if the Spurs make a move, maybe if they get Giannis, that would be insane. Giannis and Wemby, I'm not saying they should because they are still a really good team without it, but we'll see what the front office decides. I'm very, very closely watching the Spurs right now because they are one of the best teams in the league as well. But I'm going to take the Rockets right now. Lakers and Timberwolves, this one's really tough just because this feels like a very Anthony Edwards series to win. He beat KD a few years ago in the playoffs when KD was on the Suns. I'm pretty sure he beat the Warriors last season to get to the conference finals. Like, now to beat LeBron's team, the problem is Luka's on this team, and I think the Lakers are playing too good right now. I don't trust the Timberwolves without a true point guard on that team. I mean, the rest of the team has been really good, but the Lakers I do think are just a little bit better. Luka's playing out of his mind. Giving all this love to Anthony Edwards, Luka's right up there for MVP. It's crazy that he hasn't won one yet. The Nuggets and the Warriors, pretty simple. The Warriors just don't look right. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to take the Nuggets. Even injured, I feel like the Nuggets will be just fine to win this game. The Pistons and the Cavs, this one really made me think. I'm going to take the Pistons. I think they have enough, but man, getting the Cavs in the first round, that would be tough. But I have to take the Pistons. The Cavs are playing not great ball right now. The Pistons are only 5 losses. They have the second best record in the league. Top of the East for a reason. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren have both been playing insane. Not to mention, a lot of these other guys have been really solid as well. Asar Thompson's one of the best defenders, one of the best two-way players. He's been really good. Celtics Magic, this is a tough one. 4-5 in the East. I was back and forth on this one as well. I'm actually going to go with the Magic. I know they're a little beat up, but the Celtics are without Tatum. I don't know. Jaylen Brown has been really good, but I worry down the stretch. I feel like the Magic may have more guys to turn to. Jalen Suggs is a really good defender. Desmond Bane, like I mentioned, has been locking it back in, doing a lot better than he started the season. Paolo's back now. I know Franz is hurt, but I don't know the severity of that. I think he should be all right. Raptors 76ers. This is another really tough game for me to go ahead and predict. I feel like this series could potentially, result in a shootout. This one is so hard. I've been back and forth on this one, but as I mentioned earlier, if this series does end up being an offensive show, which I think there's a good chance it could be, the Raptors' offense has been struggling a little bit as of recently. So for that reason, I'm going to take the 76ers. I'm going to take Tyrese Maxey. I know a lot of their guys are injured right now, but I'm going to go with Tyrese Maxey. I'm going to trust him to get it done and win this series, but that one is so tough to predict. And then Knicks Hawks. The Hawks should be the Hawks, in my opinion, are better than their seeding, but I got to take the Knicks. I don't see the Knicks getting first rounded. Jalen Brunson, that team, that coaching staff is too good for that. So I think the Knicks win against the Hawks. But the Hawks could definitely give them a fight. The Hawks are always like a low seed in the East, and they always tend to give one of the higher seeds a fight in the first round. Thunder and Rockets. The problem, the Rockets are a really good team, but they got to beat the Thunder 4 times out of 7 games. I don't see that happening. I think the Spurs probably have a better chance of beating the Thunder. Maybe it's just because I just saw the Spurs beat the Thunder, but I don't know. The Thunder aren't going to lose to the Rockets. Maybe they could lose to the Spurs, maybe the Nuggets, but maybe the Lakers. I guess they could lose to the Rockets, but I don't know. I don't really see that one happening. I don't even know if I see the Spurs one happening. They can lose a game, but they lose a series to the Spurs. I think the only teams that could potentially beat them in a series is probably the Nuggets, fully healthy. Probably the Lakers. Maybe that might be it. Maybe the Knicks. I don't know. That's probably the list, though. And that's not even I would pick it to happen. That's just if I could see it. Lakers Nuggets. This is a fun one. Jokic versus Luka. The two of the 3 MVP candidates. They got the other one waiting for them in the conference finals. This would be a great showing. The Nuggets are really beat up right now, but I think I'm going to take them. They gave the Thunder a run for their money in the second round of the playoffs last year, even without being at full strength. I think Jamal Murray was out. Aaron Gordon was barely able to run. It was bad. Jamal Murray's playing at an all-star level right now. Jokic is obviously playing at an MVP level. He's been doing that for 7 years now. I think the Nuggets move on to the Western Conference Finals. Pistons Magic. The Magic are a little too beat up for me to pick them to beat the Pistons, so I'll take the Pistons to get it done. And then Knicks 76ers. In an offensive style game, which could potentially happen here, the Knicks have the better offense. Give me the Knicks. I think they probably have the better defense as well. I don't like picking the 1 and 2s in each of the conference, and I don't really do it often, so I guess it's fine to do it here. Thunder Nuggets, man. Like I said, the Nuggets gave them a run for their money in the playoffs last year, being so injured. Problem is they are really injured right now, so for that reason, I think the Thunder win. I think it could potentially go 7 games, maybe they win in 6, but it's right there. The Nuggets are right there. The Nuggets, if I was a Thunder fan, the Nuggets would scare me, but I do think the Thunder win. They're 24-2 for a reason. And then Pistons Knicks. I'm just going to take the Knicks. I'm sorry. I know this is boring. This has been my finals prediction, I think, every single episode so far. I'm waiting for it to change. But in my opinion, in the preseason, the Thunder were my pick out of the West, and the favorite out of the West for me. The Knicks were my pick out of the East and the favorite out of the East for me. And I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to stick with my too much college football talk. I'm going to stick with my NBA champion I've been predicting since the preseason. I think the Thunder are on pace to repeat as of right now. They're also on pace to break the regular season win record, or I guess regular season record for a team. 73-9. They're going to have to get to 74 wins, so 74-8. 24-2, quick math, they got to go, 50-6? I think that's pretty doable, which is insane, but I think it is, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to pick the Thunder as my NBA champion, even though the Spurs did just beat them. But they're still 24-2. But that's going to do it for episode 5 of NBA Playoff Watch. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you go down there, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We're doing college basketball on Mondays, college football on Tuesdays, NFL on Wednesdays, and NBA almost every Thursday. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out our previous videos from this week. And yeah, I will see you guys Monday with another college basketball Power 40 ranking video.